हेलो चिल्ड्रन, कैसे हैं आप लोग और पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है? आर यू पेइंग अटेंशन ऑन योर स्टडीज? सो इससे पहले हमने साउंड पे बात की थी, फिर प्रोडक्शन ऑफ साउंड पे हमने एक वीडियो बनाया था। उसके बाद साउंड नीड ए मटेरियल मीडियम फॉर इट्स प्रोपोगेशन। वी हैव टॉक्ड ऑन दिस topic. Today we are going to discuss about the sound waves. You know, the sound waves are longitudinal waves. Sound wave are longitudinal waves. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. So the question is, what are the longitudinal waves? So for this we will do one activity. Okay, we take a slinky. You know the slinky, this is the slinky. Slinky is a long flexible spring. Children often play with slinky. बच्चे हैं अक्सर slinky से खेलते हैं। एक लंबा सा स्प्रिंग होता है, उसको ऐसे करके उछालते हैं, कभी ऐसे करके पुश करते हैं। तो स्लिंकी लेंगे और स्लिंकी को हम पुश करेंगे, ठीक है, दोनों हाथों से पुश करेंगे। उसके लिए हम स्लिंकी पे एक मार्क लगा देंगे, डॉट लगा देंगे, और हम देखेंगे कि ये डॉट जो है बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव करेगी। जब हम पुश करेंगे तो ये डॉट बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव करेगी। ये स्लिंकी है ये, और इसे हम पुश कर रहे हैं स्लिंकी को, एंड बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव करेगी। जब ये डॉट बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव करेगी तो अब इसको जब पुश करेंगे तो देखेंगे हम कि कहीं पे कॉइल जो है वो क्लोज आ रही है और कहीं पे कॉइल दूर जा रही है। There are some regions, these are the regions, this, where coil become closer, and there are the some regions where coils move apart. कुछ रीजन ऐसे हैं जहां पे कॉइल दूर चली जाती है, coil move apart. These are the regions where coil is moving apart. Okay, so where the coil come closer, that is called compression. That region is called compression. This is the region. Compression. Okay, are you understanding? जहां कॉइल करीब आ रही है उस रीजन को हम कहते हैं कंप्रेशन, और वेयर द कॉइल मूव अपार्ट, this region is called rarefaction. This is the rarefaction. Here it is denoted, rarefaction is denoted by R and compression is denoted by capital C. तो हमने इतना तो समझा कि लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल वेव क्या करती हैं, ये एरियाज रीजन्स ऑफ कंप्रेशन फॉर्म करती हैं और रीजन्स ऑफ रेयरफैक्शन फॉर्म करती हैं। रीजन्स जहां पे कंप्रेशंस होते हैं वहां पार्टिकल्स कम्स क्लोज टू ईच अदर and in regions of rarefaction the particles move away from each other. जब पार्टिकल एक दूसरे के करीब आएंगे तो वो क्या हो जाएगा, रीजन ऑफ हाई डेंसिटी हो जाएगा और हाई प्रेशर हो जाएगा, और जब पार्टिकल एक दूसरे से दूर जाएंगे तो वो रीजन हो जाएगा लो डेंसिटी का और लो प्रेशर का, जैसे हम यहां पे देख रहे हैं। यहां देखिए आप, ये यहां पार्टिकल आर मूविंग अवे फ्रॉम ईच अदर, देयर आर द लेस पार्टिकल्स मूविंग अवे फ्रॉम ईच अदर, here are the less particles, here are the less particles. अब यहां देखिए, there are the concentration of the particles, more particles, there are more particles, here are more particles, here are more particles. So they are the regions of high density of particles, all these regions of high density of particles. And these are the regions of low density of particles, low density of particles. So these are the rarefactions, rarefactions. These are the rarefactions. Okay, rarefactions. And these are the compressions, compressions. These are the regions of high pressure, high pressure. These are the regions of high pressure. And these are the regions of low pressure. So regions of high pressures are the compressions. These are the compressions. And regions of low pressures are rarefactions. These are the rarefactions. So longitudinal waves form the compressions and rarefactions. So one, in longitudinal waves, the particles of the medium move to and fro or back and forth along the direction of wave motion. Longitudinal wave में particles of the medium जो हैं वो आगे पीछे मूव करते हैं उस डायरेक्शन के जिसमें वेव चल रही है. In longitudinal wave, the particles of medium move to and fro along the direction of wave motion. So particles of medium move to and fro. Particle of medium move to and fro. They form compression and rarefactions. ठंड है, हाथ भी नहीं चल रहे हैं। ओके, compressions are regions of high density or high pressure. Rarefactions are regions of low density or low pressure. Low density or low pressure. Okay, now here it is graphical representation of longitudinal waves. It is graphical representation. Graphical representation. So in graphical representation, what we do, we plot the density of the particle against the displacement from the source. In graphical representation of longitudinal waves, we plot the density of the particles against the displacement from the source, and thus we get the peaks. These are the peaks, elevated parts, or these are the valleys or depressions, or so the peaks, they are called the crest. Peaks called the crest, these elevated part, and these valleys or depressions we call trough. Okay, now there are also another types of the waves. These waves are called transverse waves. Okay, तो दूसरी तरह की भी वेव्स हैं जिन्हें हम ट्रांसवर्स वेव्स कहते हैं, और वाटर रिपल्स जो हैं वो एग्जांपल है ट्रांसवर्स वेव्स का. ट्रांसवर्स वेव्स, in transverse waves, the particles of the medium oscillate up and down about their mean position as the wave travels. So in transverse waves, the particles of the medium in transverse waves the particle of medium move up and down perpendicular to the direction of wave motion. Okay, and they form crest and trough. तो longitudinal wave में particles of the medium move perpendicular to the direction of wave motion and they form crest and trough. Okay. Elevated parts are called the peaks are called the crest and hollow or depressions are called the trough. So I am showing you example of crest and trough. Okay. So this is the example of crest and trough. In crest, the particles move upward, and in trough, the particles move downward. So this is the example, crest and trough. This is crest, this peak, and this is the trough. It is depression or valley. Trough. This is valley. This. Valley or depression or hollow part of the wave. Okay. So what we have learned? We have learned the water ripples are the example of transverse waves. So we have learned the sound waves or the longitudinal wave. In longitudinal wave, the particle of the medium move back and forth and they form compressions and rarefaction. Compressions are the regions of high density or high pressure and rarefactions are the regions of low density and low pressure. And transverse wave, the particles of the medium move. The another type of the wave is transverse waves. In transverse wave, the particles of the medium move up and down perpendicular to the direction of wave motion. They form crest and trough. The elevated part or the peaks are called crest and the hollow part or the valleys are called trough. In crest, the particles move upward and in trough, the particles move downward. Okay, so pay attention to the studies. See nicely this video and please subscribe my channel Teachers the Makers. तो हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. Okay, and when you will subscribe my channel, I will present another video on characteristics of sound waves.